So don't worry if your parents tell you do the dishes, take out the trash, do your chores, and they're trying to get you to be more independent. Being more independent, it's not about, doing the dishes, taking out the trash. They're asking you to do that because they're too lazy to help you with that. That's your parents' job, not yours. Now, if you're an adult, you still have parents, then they should be trying to help you learn skills, get a job, practical things in life, help you learn how to earn money. All of that stuff is what they should be trying to help you with. As you're growing up, they should be helping you with stuff like that. Now, if you want to be more independent, you need money, you need a car, you need a job. Your parents cannot help you become more independent. Your parents can only nag you, whine, complain, be hypocrites. Your parents aren't there to support you. If your parents tell you because you're an adult and you live in their basement playing video games all day, then how you go find a job? Why can't they help you find a job? Why do you have to go find a job for yourself? And when you answer that question, you realize how flawed society is. If your parents really cared, they would find a job for you. They would plan out your life and force you to be like them. If they were so good and they're independent and they know everything and they're better than you and they're smarter than you, why can't they get their life together? Most parents don't have their life together. And the generations are changing. The younger generations are not doing as well. I have to say that I am not impressed with anyone's parents. I haven't met anyone with good parents. And it's very easy to be a good parent. Unfortunately, if you are struggling with life, trying to find good parents, trying to find a job, trying to be independent, trying to live on your own, forget your parents, screw your parents, right? And try to find friends. When there's something you want or you kind of need, but it's not an absolute need, your parents aren't there for you, but your friends are. You know how many people's parents tell their kids not to live stream, and the kid live streams, and the kid just wants to live his life, live her life. The parents aren't there to help them. And then when you have kids and you become a parent, you realize how hard it is. Not because it was hard for your parents, but because your parents suck so bad that you realize you can do a lot better than your parents, but can you really? be a perfect parent. That's what's hard. And no one really can be a perfect parent because no one has come close to even being anywhere near neutral. Now, your your parents, um, your parents, don't care if you work at McDonald's and you make a great living, or if you become a CEO of a top company. They just want you to be happy, to be healthy, to live a good life, to not have any regrets. Um, if I go and I live on the street and I have no car, I have no home, my parents are gonna blame it on me. My parents are gonna blame it. Your parents would blame it all on you if that were you. And your parents, the reason they're happy every time you do those dishes and take out that trash is because your parents are pieces of shit, bullshit, scumbag, shitbag, douchebag. Your parents are probably worse than serial killers, rapists, school shooters. Your parents lived a good life and they don't appreciate you as their child. Your parents, if that's all they do while you're sitting playing COD all day, they're like, do the dishes, take out the They're probably in their head wishing they had never raised you. You know, that's all their fault. Because they should have taught you right from wrong. They should have taught you. You are their creation. They could have made anything out of you. They could have turned you into the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. Or they could have had you become better than Mozart. But the fact that most parents just look around and say, okay, my kid is gonna do this, he's gonna have these toys, and when he grows up, he's gonna do this, he's gonna wear these clothes. You know, if I had a daughter, I wouldn't give my daughter the most attractive looking clothes. I wouldn't make my son, become like a football player if he was over 6 feet tall. But, if I had a daughter who was, relatively attractive, and I knew when she grew up she was gonna have, decent tits, and a fat ass, and a nice face, I wouldn't put her down that path where she gets sexualized by other guys. But see, and that's the thing. It's hard for a lot of parents because their kids are so dumb. Because the parents are dumb. So when the parents are dumb, the parents make their kids do the wrong stuff. And your kids should not be sitting there playing video games. Okay? When they're young, when they're little, they can do that. But after a certain age, no more. You either do none or you do so much you get it out of their system by a certain age. Now, school is easier nowadays, so I would say, if you want to extend it, they live with you after they're like 21, then you can do that. But by 30, your kids should be moved out regardless of anything,